What's up, everyone? We have hit the end of 2023, and that means it's time to count down, reveal, go through the top 10 best and top 10 worst movies of the year. So let's go through the worst. I mean, we sit through these and we go through and we watch them and we get a lot of good, a lot of average, but unfortunately, we get a lot of bad as well. So I'm going to give you my worst 10 movies that I saw this year. I saw 130 movies that came out this year. I watched more, but 130 movies that came out in 2023. Here are the 10 worst, or my least 10 favorite that came out. Shout out the one that just came out. It didn't quite crack the top 10. Aquaman 2 just missed it. Just missed it. And that's because its DC counterpart, The Flash, did make it into the top 10. It was just a hair worse. It comes in at number 10. This movie, I mean, what an all-time moment and just run for a specific movie. Like, this movie was probably supposed to come out at least a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. Like, Ezra Miller got into all kinds of trouble with him, and then he he still is the star of this movie. They get Michael Keaton to come back as Batman, and of course they bring back all these CGI Superman and Adam West as Batman, Nicolas Cage as Superman, and it was just a mess. The movie's terrible. I don't like it. I don't understand people that like gave it a pass. Like, there was good action. No, there wasn't. There wasn't good action. It had a horrible plot. You brought back Michael Shannon, who did not want to be there. Absolutely did not want to be there. Like, he could not have given a rip at all. Like, I'm sorry. Like, it's like bring back Michael Shannon, who I think is good in Man of Steel. Like, he gives a good performance as Zod, but like bringing him back, like, just so yeah. The Flash, number 10 worst. I mean, I guess it could have been worse. Like, it's only number 10. There's 9 worse movies, but yeah, definitely DC's worst this year. I'm glad that the DC universe is done. I'm glad that they're not making any more in that universe. They're going to restart with James Gunn. But yeah, man, that was a bad movie. I saw this back in June when it came out while I was on vacation with my brother and my sister-in-law. Um, yeah, it was not the best time. Number 9, Haunted Mansion. Yeah, man, Haunted Mansion. I fell asleep in this movie, which pretty much automatically puts you onto my bottom 10 of the year. Uh, Owen Wilson, Rosario Dawson, Danny DeVito, Lakeith Stanfield, who's one of my favorite actors. Bad, really bad movie. I'm trying to even like remember what happens in this movie. Like, it's your standard haunted mansion plot. Like, family moves in, the place is haunted. They try to, fix it or whatever. But man, it was way too long. Like, it was over 2 hours. You should never have a haunted mansion movie over 2 hours. It's just, you shouldn't have it. So yeah, that's a number 9, Haunted Mansion. Number 8, another ghost movie, came out on Netflix in February or January, I forget, early in the year. It's called We Have a Ghost, starring David Harbour, and Anthony Mackie, I believe, was also in it. Yeah, this movie sucked. It was stupid. I think David Harbour played the ghost. I saw people giving this movie a lot more credit than it deserved. I wish I didn't watch it. I did, but it was stupid. Like, the kid, like Anthony Mackie plays the dad, and they move into this old house. It's haunted, obviously. David Harbour plays the ghost, and the ghost like can't speak or whatever. Yada yada. They do their thing. Bad movie. Don't recommend watching it. Third consecutive movie involving ghosts. This movie's title is Ghosted. Comes in at number 7 as number 7 on the worst of 2023. Ghosted. Doesn't involve ghost, but the title is Ghosted. I think that's kind of funny. Haunted Mansion, We Have a Ghost, and Ghosted. Ana de Armas, Chris Evans. What a mess this movie was. Pretty sure that Chris Evans and Ana de Armas were not ever in the same room when they filmed this movie. Like, their chemistry was never on par with each other. There were a ton of cameos that they tried to like throw in there. It's supposed to be this like spy action thriller, It was on Apple. I feel like maybe people heard about it, but like, yeah, Adrian Brody was the villain. Like, I don't know, like Ryan Reynolds showed up for a hot second, and I don't know. It just like, this is a really bad movie, but there are 6 worse. Number 6, The Mother. Not Mother, but The Mother, starring Jennifer Lopez, came out on Netflix. I think it was around in like March or something. Yeah, not good. Just a really boring action, like where she's like this former spy, she's an assassin or whatever, and she was in hiding, and then the daughter, she like has a daughter, and the bad guys are trying to like get the daughter, and so she has to like come out of retirement or whatever. Just your standard cheesy action plot that never works. So yeah, I don't even really have anything else to say about that one. It's number 6. It's bad. Number 5, Silent Night. I think this is probably the most recent one that I saw. Silent Night came out this past month. There's a Christmas movie. Joel Kinnaman. No dialogue in this movie, which on paper, like, you're thinking, oh, that's kind of interesting. Turns out that makes a movie terrible. There's no dialogue. Like, how are we, like, it doesn't work. I also fell asleep in this movie, which is bad. Like, the 2 movies that I saw in theaters, I fell asleep in. Like, that's not good. And this is an action movie. Like, things were blowing up. Like, how does that happen? But when you don't have dialogue to like keep you engaged, that's the bad part. Like, it doesn't make sense that there's no dialogue. So the plot is like the main character, he gets like shot in the throat, and like that severs his vocal cords. Like, he can't speak. Fine, whatever. That's a good starter. Why are the other people in this movie not talking? His ears still work. Like, you can talk to him. Ugh, it frustrated the heck out of me. So yeah, John Woo directed it. He's usually a pretty good action director. It just didn't work for me. So yeah, that's number 5. Number 4, which this pains me to say, Fool's Paradise by Charlie Day, starring Charlie Day, his directorial debut. I love Charlie Day. He's one of my favorites. Man, this movie stunk. I mean, it's so bad. It had a stacked cast too. Like, Ken Jeong's in it, Kate Beckinsale, Adrian Brody, Jason Sudeikis, Ray Liotta, Jason Bateman, Edie Falco. Like, oh gosh, like, I wanted this to be so good, and it just was so stupid. Charlie Day plays like this mute person that like he's like homeless, and he winds up in Hollywood, and Ken Jeong plays like his publicist or agent that tries to get him big in Hollywood. It's a stupid story. It's horrible. I hated it. I hated my time with it. I wish I didn't see it. I hope that Charlie Day continues to make movies, because I don't want this to be indicative of his career. Or he should just stay in Always Sunny, because that's where he's good at, and obviously he's a hilarious actor. So hopefully he tries again. But man, that movie stunk. It's number 4 on my worst of 2023. Number 3, Hypnotic, from Ben Affleck, directed by Robert Rodriguez, who is okay at action. This one is kind of a spy thriller. Yeah, not a good movie. Like, not a good movie at all. Ben Affleck plays this detective, and he like gets like entangled in this like mystery, and it turns out he has like this hypnosis power, and like I think where the term hypnotic comes from is like he is a hypnotic. Like, he can like tell what people are thinking, and it's been so long since I've seen the movie. I think it came out in like May. It's horrible. It's like one of the worst acted movies I've seen. Ben Affleck did not want to be there. Super unserious role from him. But yeah, like, just, it's not good. I want you guys to like watch some of these like trailers or something at the very least. Maybe you'll like pick up the movies that like you'll see like a short runtime, and you'll watch some of these just to see how bad they are, because they're really bad. And I watch these movies so you don't have to. But maybe you guys will watch them. So yeah, number 3, Hypnotic, just terrible, like horrible, horrible, horrible. Mafia Mama, number 2. I actually went to go see this movie in theaters, and the screening stopped halfway through. Like, it was like it stopped, and then they tried to get it going again, and it stopped again. And finally they came out and they said, "Hi, we're having trouble with the projecting and whatever. They sent us a bad copy of the hard drive, so we're having to give you free tickets to another showing." And so I was like, okay, whatever. So I had to like find this on like Redbox or whatever, and like watch the rest of the movie. And boy, did this movie stink. Like, Like, I thought this movie stunk before I finished it, and then man, it was maybe even worse. It's terrible. It's a horrible movie. Toni Collette, what are you doing? You are a fantastic actress. Why are you taking roles like this? Like, just stop. Don't do movies like this. Mafia Mama, like, that's a terrible title. Don't do that. Don't. Mm-mm. But there's one movie that I thought was worse this year. Meg 2, The Trench. Meg 2, The Trench. Not the Meg 2. Meg 2, The Trench. Starring our good action boy Jason Statham. Man, I hated this movie. Hated it. When I would see this movie back in like August or whatever, the theater was packed, and I don't know why. People get up for shark movies, and I don't get it. Maybe it's just me. Maybe I don't like shark movies. Yeah, this movie sucked. It was horrible. Some of the worst acting I've ever seen. I mean, just horrible. Like, you can't even like begin to like. You can't even. It's not even fun that it's bad. Like, I can't even like come up with the words like of how bad this movie was. It looked bad. There's one character that I can remember. He's like this guy that is on like the team from the local part of that like agency that they're working with, and he I swear he didn't speak English, but he spoke English in the movie. And like, I don't know, it was obviously like English second language, which is fine. I'm not trying to like downplay that or whatever, but like, it didn't work. And I'm calling it how I see it. Like, it was bad, and oh, I wish I could go back to that time when I watched that movie and turn around and not sit through that movie, because it was 2 hours of my life that I'll never get back. So yeah, that's the 10 worst movies I saw this year. Hopefully none of you saw them, and if you did, please tell me what you thought of these movies, or if you have a worse movie that I didn't mention on my list. Thanks for watching. Check out my other video for the 10 best movies of the year, and check out my other reviews on my channel. Thanks, everyone.